Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All educational videos and tutorials. In today's video, we will learn how and when to use Scratch block, which is called broadcast message and wait. So it's a different block than broadcast message because it has and wait added to it. So let's see how it works and how we can use it for our games. I will not use it for my game which I have uploaded to my Scratch K4All account because I don't have some clear idea when and how to use it right now. Maybe later. If you have some ideas, you can write down in comments. So I will use Scratch blank project and that way it will be easier for you to follow and see the difference. The only sprite, the only object which I have on the screen is this cat, which is by default made in Scratch when you make new projects. So I will hide it for now and I will go to stage, click on the stage here and click on the backdrops. So as we had if you remember in previous videos and explaining costumes, sprites have different costumes. That means different images in it, so you can pick the one you like or use them to make animation. Same goes for stage, for backdrops also have different costumes. So if I want to draw some kind of environment background for my game, I can do that just by clicking, like, I don't know, some kind of city, and it's easy as that. Control Z to undo it, and I can also make a duplicate, and that's what I will do to show how this Scratch block works. Okay, first of all, I have explained earlier in Scratch block tutorials how broadcast message works. I will do that now fast and then add this and wait. What's the difference? But in short, for all of you who don't have time to watch these long videos, broadcast message and wait differs from broadcast message in that way that broadcast message and wait will wait for all of your receivers to finish their actions. So you broadcast message and then you wait for all the other sprites who receive the message and who are working on it. So when you send a message, some sprites will receive and work on it, they will react to it. So in this broadcast message and wait, you will have to wait every one of those to react and finish their work and code until you finish your code after this block. So let me do that in Scratch so you will get that clearer. Okay, so as I just said, you have one sprite mostly in Scratch which I will call B as broadcaster, and that can be this cat in our case. It can be any sprite you want, and when you use this code which is event block broadcast message, this broadcaster will send that message all around the world of Scratch environment, Scratch backdrop, and in our case there is no one here on the scene, no one here on the stage, so no one will react to it. So we have sent some kind of message. It can be a message, I have picked up health pack, I have picked up ammunition, a gun, I have died, I have, I don't know, finished the level, killed all the zombies and so on. So it can be any kind of message, finish the quest, any kind of message for your game, but the more important stuff is who is receiving it and who will react to it. As I just said, the broadcaster sends the message, it broadcasts the message as we have just seen here, broadcast message, and If you click OK, something is broadcasted, but there is no one on the screen to receive it or react to it. So you will probably use the broadcast message when you have more sprites on screen, like, I don't know, some kind of a player versus enemies or a player with NPCs and so on. So imagine these R's, I will call them R as a receiver. So this R can be NPC, this R can be enemy, this third R can be some kind of player number 2 maybe. Okay, so I have broadcasted the message and everyone who is on the stage will receive it, but again it's not just who receives it but who reacts to it. As you see in your events block, Scratch blocks, there is another block which says when I receive message. We have explained that earlier, and again you can broadcast as many messages as you like and receive as many messages as you like. So when I receive the message, I can do what? So for example, I can hide, like die. I don't have hide here because I'm in backdrop stage, but I can change my color. So for example, imagine this is enemy receiver. So when you receive the message, enemy picked up some health points, you change your color or play some sound or whatever you like. So that's what the message is all about. So when you receive the message, react to it. When I receive a message, do something. Okay, so you can use that, as I just said, on your enemies, NPCs, other players and so on. But again, when we have used this broadcast message, that message went off like this, woof, to all of those receivers, and receivers reacts to it, and I can then continue with my other code as a player here. So I have broadcasted the message and I can add as many code blocks here as I want. In this broadcast message and wait, there is a difference, so you can see that they differ because I have to wait. And what I'm waiting for, you can see there is a wait here and there isn't here. Broadcast message, and wait. I will have to wait for all of my these. I will use the other color to emphasize it. For receiver 1 to finish his reaction here, to receiver 2 to finish his reaction here, and receiver 3 to finish his reaction here on my message. And that can be long, that can be fast, that can be endless, that can be depending on some other quest and so on. So let's see that in a concrete example. This was more like a theory, like 8 minutes, sorry, but we need that to clear what the broadcast message was. We have one sprite, one object, one character which sends the message, broadcast it, and we have the other sprites which receive it. Okay, I was in the stage on the backdrop. Now I will click on the sprite 1, I will click on show, and we can start with making our game. Okay, so I want my cat to broadcast message. So click on broadcast message and wait, and broadcast message, we can use both to see the difference. Okay, so I want my cat to broadcast message, and I can make here the new message. As you click on this message 1 and click new message, I can make new message and call it whatever I want. I don't want to do that. Message 1 is by default empty message, like just sending some kind of signal. That's okay with me. I don't care how to call it for this example, so I will use broadcast message and broadcast message 1. You can change it if you want it. And I want, so this is my broadcaster, this is the guy, this is the cat which will broadcast the message. Okay, who will receive that message? I need to put some kind of other sprites to receive the message. That can be, for example, this balloon. That can be our, as we said, our NPC. this banana can be our enemy, and this ball can be our player 2. Okay, so again, if you remember this, I'm sending now, yeah, it looks really nice. I'm sending now to R1, receiver 1, which is the balloon, receiver 2, which is banana, and receiver 3, which is ball. So everything works like in theory. Now we are showing it how it works in real world development. Okay, so I'm sending the message, and that's just a signal. So it's not about the message, it's about the one who receives it and reacts to it. So in this case it's balloon who receives the message, banana and ball. And so far we don't see any code that balloon receives any message. So I have to click and drag this event block when I receive message. If I don't do that, balloon doesn't care about message. He received it, but he doesn't care. He doesn't have any code in it, so it will just pass away through it. Same with banana. Banana's here. I can send a message like here with from cat, but no one cares, no one has any code to react to it. So we have to add some code to receivers which will react to the broadcasted message. Okay, so how can balloon react? So for example, we have learned in previous video, I think, how to change costumes and so on. So let's do something with costumes. That's look event, look scratch block, sorry, and change switch costume. So when I receive message 1, switch costume to balloon B, and balloon B is what? Yellow. So let's see if that works. So I will just put this when I receive message switch to switch costume to balloon B into my balloon sprite, and now I will click on cat broadcast message and take a look on the balloon. It's blue now, and now it will turn to yellow. So it works fine. Great, I like that. I have a problem now. It will stay like this forever because that's how game engines work. If you don't say to Scratch or any other game engine, okay, I want my game to start with blue balloon, he doesn't know, so I have to do that also. So when game starts, which is in Scratch when green flag is clicked, I want my balloon to look blue, which is translated as switch costume to balloon A. So when I start the game, it will look like this. Great. And when I receive the message, change the costume to balloon yellow, balloon B. Okay, I can maybe add one more control just to make it more visible and to give me more time, and that is control wait for example 2 seconds. So when I receive message, wait for 2 seconds and then switch to balloon B. Let's try that. Yeah, it works. Great. Okay, so I don't have to stop that. I can just click on this wait 2 seconds, switch to costume 2, right click, duplicate, and put it under it, and change this balloon B because I have another balloon here, the pink one, which is balloon C. So I want my balloon to change 2 colors. First wait for 2 seconds, then switch to yellow balloon, and then wait for, I don't know, 3 seconds and switch to balloon C. So now what will happen when I click broadcast message, and I will do that, I will attach that to, again, when the, no, maybe when this sprite clicked, yeah, when I click on the cat, broadcast message. So when I click on the cat, I will broadcast message 1, and this will happen. The cat will send message to all the sprites on the screen, but only the blue balloon has the receiver code, the code when I receive the message react. The others don't have that. So only he will change its look to balloon number 2 and then wait for 3 seconds and switch to balloon number 3, the pink one, and let's try that. So when I click, yeah, we can try that in full mode. When I click on the Scratch Cat, I will send the message, I will send it all the way to balloon, to banana, to the ball, but the ball doesn't care, the banana doesn't care, only the blue balloon cares. So blue balloon will react. Yeah, it works great. If I reset it, it will go again to the blue, and so on. So I can do that as many times as I want, and that's what we have learned before, but I had to redo that from the scratch to show the differences, and that's where we are, so don't worry. Again, it will be around 20 minutes, but for you who didn't watch the earlier broadcast message, you have learned something new. Okay, so what is the difference now when I will show that now. What is the difference now if I do the when this sprite is clicked broadcast message and when this sprite is clicked broadcast message too? Okay, so what will be the difference between broadcast message and broadcast message and wait? It's easier to see that if I add this looks block say hello for 2 seconds, and I will change the say it is done. It is done for 2 seconds. So check out the what am I doing now? I will click on the sprite of the cat. When this sprite is clicked, I will broadcast the message which will tell the blue balloon to change its color, but I will also say from the cat sprite it is done. So check out the cat now. She says it is done right away when I click on it, and it doesn't care if the balloon changed its color. It is done, and balloon changes, and balloon changes again. So cat said it is done right away. It doesn't care how long it takes for balloon to change its states. To finish this code can be 100 blocks. It doesn't care. Cat doesn't care. She says it is done right away. Why? Because that is how Scratch works. It reads from top to the bottom, from above to below. When the sprite is clicked, okay, broadcast message, okay, say it is done, and it is very, very fast as you saw, and it is done in a second. But in this other example, if I use broadcast message and wait, the cat will now wait. I will use the same blocks, only the broadcast message and wait instead of broadcast message. So now I'm using broadcast message and wait. Now the cat will have to wait for this receiver to finish its code, and then say it is done. Yeah, you see how it said it is done only when the balloon turned pink. So not yellow, but pink. It is done. Okay, so that is the difference, and that was probably what I was supposed to do right away from the start. But again, it's very it's easiest to see it like this in example, but sometimes with those drawings and theory, which most of the people here I know don't like or think it's a waste of time, it's much better to do that on a long term, because that's how you will remember it better, and then reuse it for your games and in solving your problems. This was example for one sprite. As I said here, this cat, when I clicked on send a message, she sent the message all around the Scratch environment. So all the sprites received it and only one reacted it. But for example, I can do that also and finish the tutorial here. Also, banana can change when I receive the message. It can change its look. For example, I can change my look to become bigger by 10, and then wait for 1 second, and again I'm just right clicking and duplicating to make it more fun and more visible. It doesn't make much sense to do that, and you can see how it grows, but that was accidental click. Okay, what am I doing here? What I want to do here? When the game starts, I want my banana sprite to be 100% big, but when the banana receives the message from the cat, I want the banana to change its size by 10, wait for 1 second, grow 10%, wait for 1 second, and so on and so on. So let's see now how this send message works on different sprites. Yeah, I have disconnected, sorry. Yeah, I have to connect. Okay, now it will work. You see how banana grows, how balloon changes its color, and only when bananas now, because banana takes more time to finish now, cat waits for the banana to finish. It doesn't care for balloon because balloon finished already. Okay, but this, it is done, will show up on the screen on the cat only when all the receivers finish their code. So that's what you need to have on your mind when you work with couple of sprites. And again, we can add that to ball for some maybe some simple like say hello for 5 seconds, but say it when I receive message, so wait for example 15 seconds, and that's it. So if you have learned and understood what I was explaining here, is that when the broadcaster, in this case cat, sends the message, it sends it to all the receivers, and when you use the broadcast message and wait, you will have to wait for all the receivers who have some kind of code on them on message reaction, and that is when I receive message, do something, when I receive message, do something, when I receive message, do something. This cat will have to wait for all of them to finish and then go with the code after this broadcast message and wait. And you can have as many I don't know code here. You can add literally whole game under here, but it will have to wait until all those sprites finish their code. So let's see now, if you have watched carefully, I have added here 15 seconds to the ball to wait for 15 seconds. So now that will take, I think, most of the time. It will be the longest time to finish with ball code. The banana will be around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, and balloon will be 5 seconds. So now balloon, when I click on broadcast message and wait, balloon will finish first, but I will have to wait for banana. But after the banana there is a ball, so I will have to wait for it and then say it is done. So what I wanted to show here is that you have to be careful if you have more than one sprite, more than one object in a scene, and sometimes you will forget that and think that you will have bugs or the game is not working properly. But if you have used broadcast message and wait, you will have to wait for them all to finish. So let's see that in action. Balloon is finished now. with pink. Banana is finished now with growing, but we have to wait for the ball, and it will go after 15 seconds. Hello. I have to wait for it to finish and then say it is done. Great. I mean, it took some time to make this video. For some of you it's 25 minutes. But this broadcast message and receive message and do something, those blocks, they are part of the events block, and they are very, very powerful, and you can use them on so many different ways, and make interesting games. That's it for this video. See you in next one.